I'll repeat once again. So we are going to program by using a counter 1 and mod 2 to count number of pulse. To count the number of pulse, where this count will be displayed means this will be stated in this particular register. If it is a mod 2, then what is the mod 2 operation? Everybody should understand. If it is a mod 2, then probably you have a register TL1. If it is a counter 1, then probably 1, right? So mod 2 is already, I told you, it is auto reload. It is a auto reload. Auto means automatically it will be reloaded. Whatever the value you initialize in TH1, that is the value which will be loaded automatically to TH1. Okay, for counter always it should be loaded with 0, 0. So once the timer is started, that is counter is timer or counter here, right? When TR1 pin, this particular bit is equal to 1, the timer is started. So whatever the pulse which we are giving here, this will automatically increment TL register to maximum value. Okay, this you should understand. So for every count, this is the pin, the external pin, for example, T1 pin. Okay, so T1 pin is nothing but pin number P3.5. Pin 3.5. In this pin, you are providing some signal, pulse signal. Okay, based on that pulse, the TL register will increment 1, 2, 3 like that. So after maximum value, TF flag will set to 1. Okay, timer flag will set to 1 if there is any overflow. If there is any overflow from all FF to 0, then probably TF flag will set to 1. This is the operation of timer. Okay, timer in mod 2. This already we discussed in the class. Just for a reference, we have discussed. Okay. Now, depends on this particular signal, that is for every time period, that is for every clock pulse, right? That is every time period for every positive clock or whatever may be. This value will be incremented 1, 2 like that. So the result will be stored in the TL register. Okay, TL register, and finally you can take this value to some of the port pins to see what is the exact, how many counts we have received. Okay, right. So here they have mentioned port 2, display the status of TL1 register, count on port 2. That is port 2 you can use, right? So assume the clock pulse are fed into the pin T1. So T1 we are taking the pin, through this P1 we are providing the signal. Okay, some clock signals at certain frequency, or you are providing 1 or 2 clock pulse. Okay, unknown clock pulse also. Okay, whatever may be. So this is operation also I told you. As per the question, we are counting the pulse and displaying in the port 2. Okay, now let us go to the program. Just follow, since here it is a assembly program. Okay, follow the basic 4 steps already we discussed in C programming. Okay, this is just an origin. Okay, now the first step, you have to select timer, right? So timer 1. So timer 1 is nothing but here counter 1. Okay, so that I'm taking 4 bits alone. 4 bits alone. So I'm not considering timer 0. I'm not taking care of timer 0. I'm just programming for timer 1. That is counter 1. Okay, counter 1, and its mode is 2. For mode, what is it? Why it is 2? we have to, the question they have more, they ask you to program in mode 2, then the value will be 10. 10 for mode 2. Then this particular here timer or counter for selecting counter 1. So 1 for counter 1. This is the first step. The second step, load the initial value 0, 0, 0 to TH1. Since the mode 1 is auto reload, you have to load your value in TH1. This is the condition. Right? So first step, second step completed. Third step, so here set bit P3.5. Why we are doing this? Because this particular pin, that is pin number P1, T1, okay, P3.5, both are same. It is named as T1. This particular pin, okay, you have to set it as input pin. So initialize as input pin always. So set as input pin. Set as input pin. Only then you can receive your clock pulse. Once after setting as input pin only, you can send the clock pulse here. That is, controller will read your clock pulse. Otherwise, nothing can be read. Okay, so that we have to initialize this. This is the basic condition. Okay, you can put this instruction anywhere you want before even the first instruction also you can place it. Okay, now as a third step, this is my first step for this is my second step, and here it is my third step. That is turn on the timer. That is start the timer. Timer, nothing but a counter here. So wherever I say timer, it is nothing but a counter. Right. So this is my basic steps I should do for counting the pulse. Now timer started running. So whatever the clock pulse you give here, the 8051 controller will automatically counts the value in TL1 register. TL1 register, it will be counted after starting this, after this instruction. Okay, let us see. I just put my value, that is, I'm going to count and place it in the port 2 every seconds, every fraction of seconds. So what is the value in TL I'm pushing to accumulator? In accumulator, I'm pushing to port 2. Now, initial value, what is that? That is pushed to port 2, right? So here in port 2, the data is pushed here. Okay, every fraction of second. So when it want to stop, that we can define. Jump if bit is not set. The flag bit is until it is not set. You can simply go back to the, that is whatever the value in the TL register based on the input clock pulse, it is changing. So that value we are putting in the port 1 till FF. Okay. So that is the question. Whatever the changes in TL, so that will be put in the port 2. Okay. So after that, you can clear the timer. You can stop the timer, stop it, and clear the flag. Clear the flag. That's it. With this, we are completing the program. If you want, once again, you can jump to here. Just once again, you can start the timer, and whenever you require to count the pulses, you can start the timer, and once again, you can count how many pulses we have received. Okay. So this is all about, we are counting the pulse. Right. I will try to take the program, try to execute. Okay. So here I will paste. Okay. Here you must be careful that the file you have opened, it should be in .asm file. Okay. So because we are seeing assembly program for counter operation. So always put the label left corner, it's better. So there won't be any error. Otherwise, sometimes it will throw error. Okay. Now I'll try to see same. So anybody is having doubt on the operation here? See, we are doing basic settings to start the counter. After starting, whatever the data in the TL register, the data is changed in the TL register based on the input counts. That is input clock pulse. So that we are pushing to port 2. That's it. So this can be ended. This can be repeated every time till we reaches the flag equal to 1. Then you can stop the timer. If you want to once again run and check how many count pulse we are receiving, then once again you started the program by simply short jump again. Build this. So there is a syntax error. Let us check where is that. So here there is a space 30 space H that should not be there. And there is a one more error here. So what is the error? We can, if you feel uncomfortable, you can rewrite once again the same instruction. You can rewrite tmod *0 110 440 B binary form. Okay, this is 8-bit binary value. Now you build this, so there is no error. Now you can build the program and debug the program. Now I'm going to debug the program. So where is my output? Okay. So my output is port 2. So I will open my port 2. Port 2, right? So in port 2, what I'm going to see? Count, right? So I will show you the different window also. View, watch window. Okay. View, watch window. So here you can see that there is a window. Okay. So click on window 1. I'll click on window 1 once again. Okay. In window 1, so press F2. Here you can mention whatever the port number to see to see what is the exact value inside particular port pin. Okay. Port 2 I have initialized. Where is my input? See, the input is P3.5. So here I am going to this particular pin, I'm going to give my clock pulse. I'm going to give clock pulse to this particular pin of 8051. Okay. So here manually we should give the input. How we can give? I will open port 3. So I'll open port 3. Okay. See here, just monitor pin 3.5. Okay, this is 3.5. Okay. Okay. So if I give one period, that is one clock pulse to this particular pin, and then so corresponding output you can see that is in port 1, it will count value 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Let us check that. So I'm giving clock pulse here. Okay, I need to run the program. Okay, I'll run the program. Now I will start to give the input. I'm just giving a clock pulse. 1 positive, 1 and 0, 1 and 0. You can see the count is increased. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So by this way, so if this particular pin is receiving some, it is receiving some clock pulse, automatically this particular port pin. So you can see the output value changes in this particular port. Okay. So this is how we will count the pulses which is received by the 8051. So depending on number of pulses received, you can design your own application. Okay, right. So this is all about counter operation. So here we are giving manually, otherwise we have to take some unknown frequency crystal oscillator and we have to give the input to the controller. So in simulation, we can provide only manually. So that's it. And same program we will discuss in C program also. C also. I will take the program now. Okay. So here it is in assembly. Okay. It is in assembly. What I can do, just remove this. Right click, remove this file. Yes. Okay. The file is removed. Close everything. Okay. Now just file open. Open some C file. To open, I will just open first.c. This is my C file where I will store where I will write my application code for counter. Or so this is, if the file is already there, you can do that. Otherwise, you can create new file. New file, or you can create a new file, right click, add it. Okay. Add it. Okay. So anyway, you can do. Anyhow, your file should be added to the target. Okay. So right. So let me explain the same operation here. Okay, I'll tell you. Just have a header file. Okay. Now, so I set, this is my input pin, right? So where my clock pulse I'm going to give. Okay. Here, this is my pin. I just assigned to the one of the variable. Okay. Input. Whatever the input receives, input variable changes, this particular pin will change. Right. So now, so why we have here, you can see this particular pin we are making as input pin. Input pin. Okay. Input pin to receive the clock pulse. See, always the port pins you should configure depending on your application, whether it is an input pin or output pin. Okay, that you should do initially. So initially I'm doing that. So here I'm going to select, as you have seen, what is the selection? Selection of counter 1 and then mod 2. Okay, and this is the third instruction, load initial value. Initial value 00 for counter. 00H for counter operation. Okay, and so I can start the timer, or you can for any continue process, you want to start and off the timer, then probably you can keep in the while loop. So here I'm going to use do while function. What I'm going to do is turn on the timer, whatever the value in TL register, put to port 1. Okay. Whatever the data in the TL register, once you started the timer, depending on the count pulse given to the port pin, this particular pin, that will be incremented here. That value I'm pushing to port 1. Wait till flag is set. So when the flag will set, when TL1 register is all FF to 0. That is, you required at least 256 pulses so that this flag will set to 1. Okay. This is some basic condition we have to provide, but real-time application, it would be different. Okay. So after that, you can turn off the timer, turn off the flag. That's it. Once again, if you want to do the same process, you can keep into while loop. Otherwise, you can remove the while loop. You can remove while loop also. Okay, fine. So my status is whatever in the TL register, I want to put into port 1 continuously. Right. So where is this syntax error? Semicolon. Okay, I'll build this. So debug the program. So here, as per the program, my output in the program is P1. So I go to watch window, press F2. So type F1, sorry, P1, so that in P1, I'm going to see my output. Okay, P1. So where is my input? Already you know the input pin is P3.5. I'll open port 3 here, and you can see that where is your output? Port 3.5. And here your output. This is going to be your input. So if you give clock pulse here, automatically output will be reflected on the port 1. So let me give output, input to the program. So I'll give 1 positive, 0. I will run the program first of all. Okay. 1 and 0, 1 and 0 for every period. You can see that the count is incremented. So in this way, we are counting the external event. Okay, we are counting the external event.